More from the Twitter files. No! The New York Post, the FBI, Hunter Biden. According to Miranda Devine, the FBI knew more than they were led on to believe.
What?
Shocker. I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this is What's Next. Good Tuesday, everyone. Jazz Berganzo here. Another episode of What's Next, your daily dose. Hope you guys are doing well today. Well, and of course, the ongoing series that is the Twitter files, of course, courtesy of one Elon Musk. We already had a number of issues that have been presented itself. We already now know factually that the shenanigans that went on during the 2020 election, so fraud and schneid and what have you, are now factual. But what else do we know? Well, it turns out that the FBI had their nose in it, but how deep? According to Miranda Devine of the New York Post, very deep. Let's take a look. This comes out of New York Post. Exclusive from Miranda Devine. FBI warned Twitter during the weekly meetings of Hunter Biden hack and leak operation before censoring the post. The FBI warned Twitter during weekly meetings, before the 2020 election, they expect hack and leak operations by state actors involving Hunter Biden, and likely in October, according to a sworn declaration by Twitter's former head site integrity, Yoel Roth. The warnings were so specific that Twitter immediately censored the post's scoop about the Hunter Biden's laptop October 14th of 2020, citing, quote, "it hacked materials policy," a move described on Saturday as an election interference by Twitter's new owner, Elon Musk. The extraordinary revelation for the first time lays bare the FBI was involved in pre-bunking the story of the laptop, which had been in the Bureau's possession for almost a year at that time. I was told in the meetings of the intelligence community expected individuals associated with the political campaigns would be subject to hacking attacks, and materials obtained through those hacking attacks, would likely be disseminated over social media platforms, including Twitter, said Roth, December 21st, 2020, declaration of the Federal Election Commission. I also learned in these meetings that there were rumors that hack and leak operation would involve Hunter Biden. Ross signed a declaration form, part of Twitter's defense against complaint by a Tea Party's Patriots Foundation that its censorship of the post was an in-kind campaign contribution for then presidential campaign Joe DiMaggio. Fed social gatherings. The FBI also warned Facebook to be on high alert for a dump of Russia propaganda before the 2020 election in terms specific enough that it fit the pattern of the Post story. CEO Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan, told him back in August. Facebook also censored the Post had the Twitter throttle of the story in October, pending, quote, fact checks that never appeared to have been done. The FBI, who organized the weekly meetings with Big Tech and Supervisor Special Agent Elvis Chan, whose postgraduate thesis claimed that Russia interfered with the 2016 election to help Trump get elected, which of course turned out to be completely and 1,000% false. Chan testified by Zoom Tuesday in a lawsuit against the Biden administration that he organized the meetings in San Francisco for as many as 7 DC-based federal agents, in the run-up to the 2020 election. Chan also organized weekly meetings with Facebook. The lawsuit brought by Republican attorneys general Missouri and Louisiana alleges that White House officials and federal agencies acted with Big Tech to censor disfavored speakers, viewpoints, and content on social media platforms. Under questioning by Missouri Solicitor General John Sawyer on Tuesday, Chan said the FBI warned Twitter to be on guard for a hack and leak operation, but could not recall whether Hunter Biden was mentioned. This is crucial inconsistency with Roth's sworn declaration saying the FBI specifically mentioned Hunter. Like a he said versus he said. The FBI used the meetings to lobby social media platforms to change their terms and service in order to be able to quickly take down, quote, hacked material, says a source with access to the transcript of Chan's testimony. We know from FBI whistleblowers who have come forward to the Republican members of Congress that rogue FBI employees within the Washington field office buried the laptop and other information detrimental to Joe DiMaggio before the 2020 election. Now, thanks to Elon Musk, we know more about Twitter's role in this apparent interference. During a live Q&A session on Twitter Saturday afternoon, Musk said if Twitter is doing one's team bidding before an election, shutting down dissenting voices on a pivotal election, it is very definition of election interference. Frankly, Twitter was acting as an arm of the Democratic National Committee. It was absurd.
Pushing that as well. But in terms of the Hunter Biden material, the Joe Biden material, definitely the FBI sort of pre-bunked that with the social media companies at their weekly meetings. There's nothing about that, and I can't believe it doesn't exist in the files, but you heard Elon Musk there in that 2-hour Twitter space say, look, it's not North Korea. I'm not looking at the files. I've handed, Matt Taibbi had complete access to whatever he wanted. However, Matt Taibbi says that he had certain conditions that he had to agree to before he wrote what he did on Twitter. And the other issue is, at another point, Elon Musk has said that selected portions of Twitter's files were provided to Matt Taibbi. So I just don't know if the FBI stuff is somewhere there. I'm sure it exists.
The story goes on a little bit deeper. But you pretty much get the gist. The FBI was, in my opinion, and from what I just read, and from what I read subsequently, they were neck deep involved in to make sure that this laptop never saw the light of day, that its contents never saw the light of day. So when the New York Post and Miranda Devine posted it, it was like that. They got censored. They got thrown off of Twitter. They got thrown off of Facebook. They got thrown off of Instagram. They got thrown off of everywhere. They almost practically did an Alex Jones of the Post and Miranda Devine's story regarding Hunter Biden. Now, you have a lot of people on Twitter saying if this would have been exposed and the general public were allowed to see these things and listen to the audio, Joe DiMencia would not be in the White House right now. Now, that could be true. Or could not be true. But then again, with the shenanigans that went on in 6 different states, and, ballot drops, 4 a.m., ballot dumping and what have you, and the wonderful consistencies of vote counting, who's to say? But it pretty much vindicates the New York Post and Miranda Devine with everything that they've been saying for the pretty much the better part of the last 2.5 years, that, that censorship, that suppression of information that everyone should have a chance to see. It's called the First Amendment. We should all have a chance to see this information and then make our own opinions. When I saw a recent poll that I think it was like almost 20% of those who voted for Joe DiMencia said had they seen this information, had they read on this information, they would have voted for Donald Trump. Yeah, and there you have it. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. I want to see more just like this. Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.